Hey everybody, we're a little crooked.
We are crooked.
We had to jerry rig our oh man, okay, I can see now.
Wait.
The comments are scrolling over my face.
Are we live?
Can you guys hear us? Let me know if you can hear.
It
Hi
doesn't.
everyone.
It's not showing yet.
It isn't?
Well, it's not showing on the computer.
Oh, they put an
Oh, wait. Something's coming in. Oh, there's Dion. Hi, Dion.
Hey, Vintage Vibes. Hello everyone. Can everyone hear? Let me know.
Okay.
Hey Dion, can you hear us? Can they hear us? Look, see how it goes right over
I
my
know.
face?
Well, I think, do you want me to move that? Let's see. So how do you scroll these away?
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
Oh well.
You want to switch places? Are you okay with that? Let's get over here.
Okay. I just want to make sure everyone can hear. You can hear. Okay, good. Okay, that's better.
Hello.
Scoot closer to me. They can't see your head.
I
Okay.
always tell my sister when she goes live, she needs to smile and say hi.
I know.
So-
And in the last video I did, I remembered what you said, and I did this whole scene where I'm talking like this. I'm like, my sister told me to smile, so I'm smiling now. And I ended up cutting the whole scene out because I look like a weirdo.
No,
Okay.
tell her she doesn't look like a weirdo.
Okay. All right, so we're excited to be back. We're gonna start by answering some of the questions that you left. And if you have questions and you didn't get a chance to leave questions earlier today, put them in the comments. My sister's gonna be reading them. We're gonna do that for a few minutes and then we'll get into this month's worksheets and talk about Facebook and how it can help you share your creative projects and build your business. So Danielle, what are the questions that we have? I know you have them written down.
Okay, so there was a few questions that were asked prior to the live, so I'm going to read those first, and then if you guys have questions that are on the actual live, then go ahead and type them in and I'll read those next. So Vintage Vibes Good Finds, she shared a wonderful experience about how she went live for the first time.
Yay, good job. That's not easy to do.
No, we read that ahead of time, and so that awesome. And then, but she also she had a question about the number of views and what that means, and if Facebook tells you how to see who is actually viewing.
Okay, so while you're watching or while you're doing your live, usually you'll see off to the side, if someone comes into the live, you'll see your name and it'll say so-and-so is watching or so-and-so just joined, and then you can see all of their comments as you're actually live. The majority of views, like there'll be a little number up in the right hand part of the screen. I believe Dion's here, she probably knows more than me, but there's a number that usually pops up in the left or right hand side of your screen that will tell you how many people are watching. Like even right now, don't we have that? What does it say?
Yeah, well, it's here on the computer, 21.
Yeah. So
but then at the upper right, upper left, that little red box.
Does that say the same?
It says live and then it says the number.
Okay. So the majority of the opportunity to share it, and then people will watch. So usually when I go live
on... Did we freeze? Oh, okay.
Did we?
We did for a minute, but it's okay.
So usually when I go live on Facebook, maybe 100 people will pop on, and then I'll share the video after the live is over, and that view count will go up significantly to 1,000, 2,000, just depending on how good your thumbnail is and what your subject matter is. That's usually pretty typical for me. And then as you build and people are used to you coming on live, like it really helps if you want to get a lot of initial views. A lot of times I'll take a picture, I'll take a selfie of myself holding up a chalkboard or a sign that says going live at 5, like just like I give you guys a heads up so that you know to tune in. That's a great way to get people to come and watch your live video, especially if you painted something that you want to share and you want to talk about it. You could post a picture of that item that you painted and say, I'm going live at this time and I'm going to be trying to recreate this, or I'm going to be going over how I did this, and I'm going to be sharing those tips with you. So
And always put the time and your time zone. Don't say like I'm going live in an hour, because that, people don't.
because people don't know, depending on what time they see your post, they don't know what time that's going to be. So that's a great way to get more people watching. But as far as after the fact, if Facebook tells you 1,000 people watched it, I don't know a way to find out who those people are. Mm-hmm. Maybe there's a way to find out, but I don't know. Maybe Dion, if you know,
but it's awesome that you went live. I mean, that's just keep doing it. Make a commitment.
We have started going live from my shop. So if you follow me on Facebook, Melissa and Stephanie are my store managers, and I have asked them to go live twice a week. They went live today because we had a workshop there, so they went live from the workshop with all of the students. And that is a great way to get people, if you have a store or a booth, if you go live from the actual location where you're selling your things, that's a great way to drive traffic to your place, so that the people watching you make a connection. So if they're watching you on Facebook and you're in your shop, or you're in your booth, or maybe you're outside in front of the shop where you're selling your furniture, then the people who live locally are like, oh, I know where that is, or I'm in Solana Beach, I'm in San Diego, that's only 30 minutes from me. So that's a great way to get them into your store, and it's really worked for us. Since Melissa and Stephanie have gone live, people come in every day into the store because they make that connection with
She said, yes, I saw them with the buckets.
Oh yeah, so see, it's working. It's totally working.
Okay, so pretty little wife wants to know about the new colors that are coming out, and if she can pre-order them, or if she can order them on the day that they are announced.
Okay, so we have big plans for the new colors. We have 8 new colors coming out and some other new products. They're all going to be a surprise, and so I'm creating this synchronized situation with all of my retailers. So they're being manufactured right now. The labels are being printed. Is it bothering you that we're crooked?
No, because it's okay. It just looks like a diagonal couch. I'm fine with it. Are you guys fine with the angle?
I guess it doesn't look as bad on the computer. I feel like I'm falling over. Anyway, so all of the retailers will be able to order the new colors. They won't even know what exactly the new colors is. We'll have like a vague description for them, just for our retailers on our wholesale website. And so they will have a chance to get all the colors in before September 8th. And so we have sworn them to secrecy. And once they get the new colors in, they cannot post any pictures. They cannot put it on their shelves. They have to keep it, because it's going to be a big reveal. What?
Yeah.
Like, do I have food in my teeth? And so then on September 8th, Dion is coming to California, and we are teaching a class. This class is going to be so much fun. We are doing things that we have never done before, and we are using it as kind of a dress rehearsal for a big idea that we have for the future boot camp coming up next year. So we want it to be a really big surprise, but we have all kinds of fun things planned that we haven't even told anybody who's coming. They have no clue. And we were just going to do one class because my store is small, so we sold 25 tickets. Those 25 tickets sold in 10 days. So people were trying to buy tickets after we were sold out. So we put a second class in later in that day. Like, we have an hour break in between the 2 classes. So I think there's a few tickets left for that.
Dion says we still have a couple tickets left for the second class. So
yeah. Dion, how many do we have? I know we've sold a good chunk of them already. But at that class is when we're going to have the big reveal. Melissa and Stephanie are going to be there, and Kenise is going to be there. You're going to be there. Karen Berg is going to be there, and we're going to be going live throughout the day showing the new colors. And on our Facebook page, every 30 minutes, a retailer is going to be using one of the new colors. We're going to have a color marathon, and every retailer who participates and orders the colors early, you can go out to those shops and you can get the colors on September 8th. You can get them in my shop as well. We're going to be really stocked. But for that whole week,
On location, not online.
yeah. For that whole week, you can only get them if you go to a retailer location. We're going to give them a week because my number one goal is to drive traffic out to the retailers first. And then after that week has gone by, then they will be available to purchase on my website.
Or on theirs if they have one.
Yeah, or on other online websites.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah.
So that should answer Pretty Little Wife's question. So the next one would be Connie Diebler. I hope I pronounced that accurately. She says that when you finally decide an idea on a video, how do you have some sort of system or outline or script that you use to?
Yes, Connie, I have a plan. I've made, I don't know how many videos now, over 200 of them. So I don't have a script per se because I want it to be natural and I don't want it to sound, like it's scripted, but I have a whole process, and that would probably take up the whole entire live if I told you the entire process. But right now, there's something over there that I have been working on all day long, and it's my next video, and I cannot wait to put this one up. I think this is my most favorite that I have done so far. But
Making sure the reflection in the mirror is not revealing.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good. So what I usually do, like my process in a nutshell, is I'll go onto Pinterest. I usually have a secret Pinterest board where when I'm on Pinterest and I see something that sparks an idea, like the bee video that I told you guys. I don't know if you all watched the Bumblebee video yet that I just put up this week. I had that idea in my secret Pinterest board for, I don't know, a couple of months. And I saw something on Facebook where a woman was tracing her hand, and then she took her hand away. It was on a piece of white paper. And then with watercolor, she filled in her hand silhouette with all of these flowers. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I could do that with the transfers.
You put it in your journal.
I put it in my notes and I put it on my secret Pinterest board, and then I filed it away for, a video in the future. And so this video is a inspiration photo that I have had in my secret Pinterest board for 2 years maybe. And I've been waiting for something to happen with the new IOD. So we have new colors coming out. But here's some top secret news. Iron Orchid Design has new molds and new stamps and new transfers that they are getting ready to release. And Sally and Josie sent me a message last week, and they're like, hey, do you want some of the new stuff to work with and play with before it actually hits the shelves? And I'm like, oh yeah, send it to me. So they sent me this box of goodies.
They better have.
And it's top secret. Like, it's like our colors. I'm not allowed to show it to you. But when I opened up that box, I am like, sweet Jesus, I can finally make that thing that's been in my Pinterest board. So I got to work on it, and even Dion was like, oh, are you gonna do your staging wall next? And I'm like, heck no, I'm doing this thing. The staging wall can wait, because I have a whole staging wall video filmed. And so I've been making it, and it came out so. I'm so excited about it. So did I even answer the question yet?
So the outline script.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have the idea in my head, and then usually from beginning to end, I will film the whole making of the project, bits and pieces and steps of that. So I don't turn on the camera and keep it on for hours, because I made this thing for 8 hours today, but I capture the moments and the steps. So I get little bite-sized pieces of everything that I do, and I film that from beginning to end. And I don't stop to talk to the camera. I do that on a separate day, because usually when I'm painting, I don't have any makeup on. I am wearing my leggings and t-shirt, and my hair is on top of my head. And so I do that. And then when I start filming the speaking part, I look at the piece and I try and think. I have a journal with all kinds of story ideas. So I look through my list of stories and I'm like, what story can I tie into this project? And so I write an outline of the story and the main things that I want to hit on. And I also break down the making of the project into 3 or 4 different segments. And then I have a very specific way that I cut my videos. So the videos always start with what I call the beauty shot. You do that because that's what YouTube taught me in their training, is that when you click on a YouTube video, typically people decide within 3 to 7 seconds if they're going to continue to watch the video or not. So you want to grab their attention in that first 5 seconds, 3 seconds of the videos. That's why you never see a trailer for my video. You never see like anything roll across the screen that says, like a lot of people have little trailers, which are totally awesome. But I choose not to do that. And so the very first thing you see is what you're going to see. It's like the payoff. It's the money shot. It's like, I want you to know from the very beginning. I want to hook you in and keep you watching the whole time. So I have my beautiful staged photo of the completed piece, and it's rolling across it very slow with some good music. And I'm like, this is why you want to watch the whole video. So I always start with that. And then I get into the story and I reference my outline. And then I cut back and forth between the making of the project and me telling the story and voiceover until you get to the end. And I do a little dance, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the nutshell. And
Yeah.
it sounds like maybe that would be a good, discussion in part of the downloads to kind of break that
Yeah.
down for everybody.
Video making, like I've often thought about starting a whole separate membership group just for video making, because it's so that's a very condensed version of how I make my videos and why I make the choices that I do and why I even tell stories. But I feel like not everyone who joined my group is interested in the nitty-gritty of video making. So if you are interested in like a detailed nitty-gritty breakdown of the video making process, let me know in the comments, because we've talked about doing something totally separate just for people who want to really zero in on
Business
video.
owners.
Yeah, and how to use video to build your business.
So let us know.
Yeah.
We don't want to ramble on a
Yeah.
topic that you're not all interested in, but we definitely want to,
Dion's saying, show everyone the light tripod camera sometime. Yeah, that's right here. Here it is. Can you see?
Get it
This
in there.
thing right here is called
Yeah.
a ring light. You can get it on Amazon, and it really helps. It helps.
It's called the ring light.
Yeah, we can put a link down below. There's a bunch of different brands, but it really helps give you nice even lighting across the face. And when I'm shooting a video, let me go get my camera.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of you really wanted more breakdown on video making, so we'll fine tune that and maybe make.
And I turn it on.
Your battery dead?
Sometimes
Don't show anything that you filmed.
I just. So if you want to make videos, I highly suggest, if you're going to invest in a camera, that you get a camera that has an articulating screen. So what I do, when I'm filming my hands painting or making something, the screen is like this, so I can set it up and I can get everything in frame. and I'm usually looking at the camera on the tripod with the screen face this way. But when I go to speak in front of the camera, I've got my screen right here, and I'm talking to it like this, and I can see exactly what angle I'm at and how I'm looking and if everything is framed up right. So
We can put links.
Yeah.
I'll put links.
yeah, so this, I have my ring light, I have my camera, and there are many cameras and all different. When I first started my channel, I used my phone, and you can also, I think you all know that you can put your camera on the front facing camera and see yourself. But that really helps because, well, it helps and it doesn't. So if you're looking at the camera like this and you're making a video, you
Lower
don't
it.
want to
Lower it. There we go.
you don't want to look here. You want to look here because this is where the actual camera is. But you want to look in the screen to make sure that you're framed up, and then you talk to.
It's kind of like
You
a
talk to this
teleprompter,
part.
you know. You
Yeah.
you gotta like you read the teleprompter, but you don't want to look like you're reading. So
Right. But another video tip is that when I speak to the camera, if you're doing a live video, it's totally different because like I'm talking to all of you now, right? And this is a live video. So obviously I'm talking to how many people? 35 of you right now. So I'm speaking because it would be really weird if I were to speak as if there's only one person watching, because we all know that there's 35 people watching. We can see all the comments and we're reading your questions. But when I make videos for YouTube that are edited, like the bee dresser, everything else that I make for YouTube, I act as if it's just me and you. So I speak, you never hear me say, hi, my name is Debbie, and this is my store, and this is my paint. I act as if I make the assumption that you and I are sitting down at your kitchen table, and I have something to share with you, and I'm so excited about it, and oh my gosh, this is what we're making today, and let me tell you this story. And that is what you want to do when you're making a video, is you want to make that connection with the people that are watching you, and you want to make them feel like it's just you and them. And at least for me, that's the kind of videos that I like to watch. I like to feel really connected to the people, my favorite people on YouTube. I want to feel like they're my best friends. I like it when, I feel like I know them. I watch their daily vlogs. I know what they like to eat. I know what they do. I know what their favorite music is. And so when you create that connection, you kind of take all the barriers down and you can be more yourself and you can share more. And it's why people watch YouTube more these days than they watch television, because if you came to my channel and I was like, I don't know, like a newscaster, trying to report on what I'm painting next, and I had a script and I was trying to present this certain image, it's like, that's not what you come to YouTube for. You come to, at least for me, I come for that personal connection. I come to learn from somebody that I can trust.
Well, it's also, I'm reminded of, I don't know if you guys ever watch Modern Family, but like I think they were successful in that, or The Office or something, when there's moments of where they look at the camera like you're almost in the room with them. They're
Yeah.
doing their thing, and then it's like they look at you like you're there. There's
Yeah.
a connection that's made, and I think that's
Yeah.
really...
So in my videos, if you go back and look, you never hear me say, hey, you guys, or hello, everybody, or, hey, friends. It's always just me and you. And when I look in that little flip screen, in my mind, I have my best friend in there. So I take all of you that are subscribed to my channel, and I kind of picture like, who is that person, what are the common denominators. And so it's mostly women who like to paint, women who like to go and find things from the flea market or the thrift store, and it's basically someone like me who likes all the things that I like. So when I'm speaking to you through my videos, I've got this best friend in my mind that I'm picturing and I'm imagining, who can't wait to find out what it is that we're painting next and wants to hear all my stories. And so that's kind of how I approach my videos. So I have a loose outline that's a so-called script, but more it's just that connection with a friend that I want to share with who likes the same kind of things that I do. When I do the voiceovers, it's different. I write it all down, speak into my microphone, because the clips are so short. Usually they're 10 seconds or less, and I have a whole bunch of information that I really want to get. Like, so when you see me talking to the camera, it's more like the fun stuff and the story and improv. But when you hear my voiceovers, that's where you find out, you know, this is what kind of brush you want to use. This is what you want to make sure you do, and avoid this, or it could get, you know, you could ruin your project. All of that really important information that I want to make sure that you get, I have to write it down. Otherwise, I can't say it in 10 seconds. So I think that answers, does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. So I'm gonna kind of go back a little bit and answer some of these other questions that were asked. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
So there was, Fran Fine asked about the painting a bathroom wall with the humidity in the bathroom, and do you use a sealer, and if that's something you can do?
I don't know for sure if you could paint a bathroom with our paint. I've painted my kitchen with DIY paint. DIY paint is clay based, so the majority of the ingredients in the can is clay, which hardens over time. Like, think of it like Adobe. Like, it's going to cure to a rock hard finish, but it's going to take about 6 months to completely cure. And with humidity, I'm not sure. I would go to the hardware store and I would ask them for a sealer that would be good for a bathroom, and I would test it maybe on a small area and see what happens. Or maybe,
what about mixing like a sealer with the paint so that you're not having to go over it? Like make like a...
Yeah. With anything like that, you want to test it first, because I don't know. I don't want to recommend something I haven't actually tried myself.
Okay. Okay, so a lot of you were talking about the lights and the price range on lights, anywhere from what, $20 to $100 on the ring light. Do you?
I think probably between $60 and $100.
It's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Patty, yes, your phone will work. I used my phone. I started my YouTube channel in 2011, 2012, and I had the little, like, second generation iPhone, and that is what I used for 2 years before I bought a proper camera, and it totally worked. And phones are so much better now than they used to be. Like, Jamie Ray was showing me some footage that she shot on her iPhone, and I couldn't tell the difference. Like, you can definitely use your phone. Definitely.
Well, and then if you're using your iPhone, the iMovie is a great app to start in until you get really good.
Yeah.
And it all works together.
And some of the footage in my videos is shot with my phone. Like, if you ever see where I'm at the consignment store and I'm picking up the dresser, or I'm driving down the road, all of those shots are, I don't usually carry my camera with me, so all of those shots are just, oh, I should shoot this right now. Let me pull out my phone and shoot it. But make sure you're holding your camera in landscape mode. That's this way. If you hold your phone this way, which it's really easy to forget, then you have those black bars on the side, and your screen is going to be like a third of what it could be. So hold your camera in landscape mode so that you get a nice wide screen when you go to upload your video.
Landscape, not portrait. Landscape.
Yeah.
I keep showing them. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what was the name of that book that is about telling stories? Grambo is asking the name of that book again.
Long Story Short by Margot Lightman, and she is also my storytelling coach. She does coaching. And
what's her name again? Lori?
Margot.
Oh, Margot.
Margot Lightman. You can also, she has a YouTube channel. Margot is, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's actually storytelling competitions, and people will go to places, like, usually they're in like stand-up comedy places or in a bar or maybe in an auditorium somewhere. And they will have like an open mic night where you can get up and you can tell a story. And then it's like a competition, just like soccer or football. And then all of these finalists keep telling stories and then they keep competing. And then there's like the grand prize of storytelling, like the Emmy or the Academy Award. And Margot won that award for storytelling. And now she has books and she does personal coaching. And I Skype with her every couple of months, and I go over my story ideas with her, and she kind of helps me flesh them out and boil them down, and I tell the stories to her, and she's like, okay, this part of the story is something that you want to emphasize and maybe not this, or you weren't clear on this. So she's great, but she's really funny. She tells very entertaining stories, so I'm subscribed to her. I think if you just put in Margot Lightman, you can find her on YouTube.
Okay, Empress Noel says, I would love to paint some garments and handbags. Could I use your paints, and how do I make them washable?
Yes, I painted this sofa right here. It's all velvet, and I have a video showing how to paint fabric.
And I'm sitting on it with a white dress. Totally fine.
Yeah, totally. You want to get up and
Yeah.
it's a long process. So look up it's my -- video on my channel. It has over 1 million views, how to paint a velvet sofa, and it'll break down the whole process for you. To seal it, you can, if it's clothing or something like that, you want to heat seal it. So if you could throw it in the dryer, you could iron it, you could hit it with a heat gun, but that's how you seal it.
Okay, let's see. Whoops. I lost it there. Okay.
Oh, good, you put it in, okay. Yes, Empress Noel, you can watch this live and all the previous lives that we have done. You just go back to the community tab and you scroll down and you will find all the previous lives. I think we've done, how many was number 5?
This is number 5, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think we either number them or put the month. Okay, so if I want, Patty Richardson is asking, if I want to paint a chocolate brown sofa red, should I start with a lighter color first, then go to red?
When you're painting over another color, it's tricky. So this sofa was gold.
Yeah, I remember that.
You can kind of see the gold, the original gold. No,
can't see it.
It was that 70s gold. The sofa was free, pretty much. It was $20 from the 70s, and it was that, you know how there was like the avocado green and the 70s gold. So it was a yellow gold. So I chose Bohemian Blue because I knew it would be the easiest choice. If you've got red and you start to paint it brown, I would pick a really dark brown and see what happens. I would pick maybe what I did with this sofa. I didn't know if I could do it at the time. So I ripped off the skirt because I didn't even want the skirt anyway, and I used the scraps and I tested it, and I'm like, okay, what happens if I put Bohemian Blue over this gold? What color is it going to turn, and how long will it take? And so if you don't have a skirt to rip off or a piece that you can cut off as a test, you could go to the fabric store and buy a remnant of some fabric that's similar to what you want to paint and test it and see it. Painting a lighter color, like if I wanted to make my couch white and it was red, it would be very hard to do. Like you could just straight paint it and then it would definitely cover it and probably take a couple of coats, but your couch is going to be crunchy and scratchy and it's going to feel like outdoor fabric maybe. But the whole process of painting the velvet and having it soft and not scratchy and not cracked is the process of watering down the paint and treating the paint like a dye, because the paint is so heavily pigmented, you can actually dye fabric with it. But it's hard to do that if you're putting a lighter color over a darker color.
Okay. Yeah. Maggie Fletcher, Harvest Gold. She knew the
Yeah.
color.
Yeah.
Okay. Grambo's asking who sold the most in the flea market flip, you or Jamie?
I think it's pretty close to a tie. Like I sold.
Is there a deadline on it? Or
We just kind of played it loose, but Jamie sold pretty much everything except for her succulent planter and her piece of art. I sold the cart right away. I sold the screen. I sold the chair. I think the chair was the first thing I sold, then the cart, then the screen.
but pretty much everything sold for both of you, right?
Yeah. I think I actually won because Jamie still has her artwork there. But we were really close. We were neck and neck.
It was
So
fun.
yeah.
Are you going to talk about the Friday thing?
Friday? What Friday?
The flea market Friday?
Oh, Flea Market Friday.
I don't know. This could be
Yeah.
a big reveal, so.
Yeah. So, I was whining to my sister about how I want to make more videos for my channel, and this last video I did, I think there was, I don't know, more than a month in between the time it took me to post the last video and the bumblebee dresser. And I was just saying, you know, what can I do? I need, you know, the videos take me 2 solid days. Like to edit the bumblebee dresser was 2 solid days, like from 9 o'clock in the morning until 9:30 at night, 2 days in a row with like a break for lunch and maybe doing some laundry in between. And then making the dresser was another 2 days. So that's a whole, you know, that's a whole week out of my life, and I have all the other things that I need to do. So Danielle was like, we got my calendar out and we're like, okay, how can I make more content? Because I love making the types of videos that I make, and I like them to have all the music and the storytelling
The edited
and the
video.
the beautiful eye candy, like all of that makes me happy. Like that's my favorite thing to do, but it's very time consuming. So we came up with this idea, and starting, when are we starting?
August 2nd, I think
August
it's a Friday.
2nd. So we have Kobe Swap Meet in San Diego, which is where Jamie and I went for the flea market challenge. And we are going to go down there every Friday morning. It's going to be called Flea Market Friday. Flea Market Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go down there with Melissa and Stephanie and my sister and Bobby. And we're going to go down there when they open at 7. And our goal is to be back at my store by 10:30. And at 10:30 every Friday morning, we are going to go live with all of the things that we purchased down there. And I'm going to be telling you how much I paid for everything, what we're going to do to it. And then Melissa and Stephanie are going to be there. I'm going to be saying, okay, this is what I want you to, what color I want you to paint it. This is my vision for it. And then throughout the week, Stephanie and Melissa are going to be going live on Facebook.
Revealing the finished.
Yeah, painting it, showing you how they're doing it, revealing it. You want to talk about what you're going to be doing?
Well, what I love about this is a lot of you guys want to get into Debbie's head. Like when she goes and she actually shops and looks for things. At least for me, like I don't have her creativity. So when I go with her and I watch her and I see her zoom in on something that she wants,
Your skin looks really good.
Oh.
What are you doing?
I'm like, why do you want that, and what are you gonna do with it? Like that's where my head goes. So I thought it would be so much fun to go every Friday, load up her car, and do this unload, live video, capturing everything that we got, and then getting Debbie to say, this is why I got it, this is what I want to do to it, and then you guys can kind of see how she thinks about things. I mean, the way she transforms things is amazing. So we'll go live and we'll pick her brain as to, okay, what's your vision? What are you going to do? and then the rest of the week will all be kind of revealing that vision into production and the success of that. I am gonna try to do a once a month compilation of before and afters. So I will be taking before pictures of all this, junk or whatever that she gets. And I call it junk because I'm like, what do you see in that? But she turns it into this treasure. So I'm going to take before pictures and then after pictures and then try to do like.
But you're also going to be capturing, because it will be really hard to go live from Kobe's because it's loud down there and crazy. But like the video that Jamie and I did down there, Danielle shot all that footage, and she's good with the camera, so she's going to be capturing all of the shopping down at Kobe's. So she'll be doing like a monthly recap and show you that footage of us shopping at Kobe's and the before and afters. This is what we bought it for. This is what we sold it for. Here's what it looked like. Here's what it looked like when we put it in the shop and sold it. So I'm trying to convince Danielle to be my editor and help me so that we can get more edited videos out.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You guys can let me know how I do, but
I'm bribing her. So if any of you, and if she doesn't do it, if any of you know of an editor, I'm also looking to hire someone to help me with editing so that I can do more.
Yeah, the editing does take time, and that's why live is a wonderful way to sort of fill in the gaps. But yeah, we are looking for a very good editor to help us edit videos. So if you know of anybody.
Debbie Fimmer is on here, one of my retailers from Elsie Lane Boutique, and she's asking, do I have a still picture of the bee dresser done? Yeah, I have several. I put those, I always put still shots into the video, and I put them on what's called the Ken Burn, so they kind of look like a moving video footage, but those are actually still photos that I take. Debbie, if you want one of those, I can send you one. And then,
or we can post it in here, right?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we can post pictures.
Not in the live, but maybe on the community.
Yeah, on the community.
Okay.
The shots you use of your paint brushes being dipped into the paint, still shots of just you paint, are those captured each time or captured once and reuse? I should, if I were smart, like that's another thing we were talking about is just getting a bunch of B-rolls. So like one day if I just got out all my different colors and did the shots of me dipping the brush into the can and pulling it out, which you see a lot in my videos, then I could keep those on a separate card and reuse that footage. It's like, oh, I'm using this color today. Let me go get that card, throw that in here instead of reshooting it every time, which I usually end up doing because I'm not that organized, but that would be a good way to save time. And then I've also thought of just like getting tons of shots of Levi and having them in my back pocket so that I can cut them into my videos, but that never happens either. Are we back?
Okay.
Okay. I guess we lost you for a minute. Can they see us now?
Get in here. Lagging video. Ooh, look at you.
Oh.
There we go. Okay, I think we're back.
Okay.
Are we back? Can everybody hear us? I don't know what happened, what we reconnected.
So what I was saying was the Flea Market Friday videos are going to be live videos on my YouTube channel. So you can, it's going to be at 10:30 every Friday morning starting August
2nd,
August
the
2nd.
first Friday in August, and we'll probably go live around 10:15 because by the time we get back, we have to
10:30.
unload before the store opens at 11. So about
So
10:15.
you don't have to be on Facebook to watch those. Those will be for my YouTube channel. And then the progress videos from Melissa and Stephanie will be on my Facebook page. Debbie's, if you're not following me on Debbie's Design Diary on Facebook, I would love it if you would follow me there, but we do go live from there, or Stephanie and Melissa do a couple times a week. So those will be like the update videos, but every Friday morning, 10:15, 10:30, we will be going live from my shop, showing you everything that we bought and talking about what we're gonna do with it. and it'll be a regular series
But
on
if
my
you
channel.
miss it, you can go to YouTube and see it.
Yeah, you can watch it. You can watch it later, or you can catch the live. But
Okay, so
yeah, it'll be a regular thing that we do unless people hate it, and then I won't do it.
okay,
So-
so Sheila Kelly wants to know where she can find the brushes. She hasn't been able to find your brushes.
The brushes are not on my website yet because we have to actually physically ship them from San Diego, and we're still working. We started with the workbooks, and that's the next thing that we're going to add are the brushes. So right now, if you want to buy the brushes, you have to find a retailer who sells them in their store or come into my shop, but they will be eventually on there, maybe in a month. Not sure exactly when.
Soon,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, so maybe what we should do.
Oh, Jamie Ray sells them. You can get them
Oh.
from Jamie on her website.
Jamie Ray.
Jamie Ray Vintage.
Jamie Ray Vintage sells brushes. So
Jamie Ray ships all the DIY paint. She ships it internationally. She sells all of the IOD, and she sells paint pixie brushes and DIY brushes. So if there's anything you're trying to find, you don't have a retailer near you and you're frustrated, Jamie has all of it.
and
Just
she
go to Jamie Ray.
ships everything.
Yeah.
So. Okay, so let's use the time that we have left to discuss parts of the download. Do you need
Okay.
that? Was there anything about the download that you guys have questions about or want us to cover or want Debbie to cover? I do nothing but sit here and support her.
Oh, you helped me create all the
Oh, Elsie Lane Boutique. I ship everything too, and I need to get
Oh.
brushes.
I didn't know that, Debbie.
Elsie.
Well, her name is Debbie. Her name is Debbie, but the name of her store is Elsie Lane Boutique.
Sorry. I was calling her
I
Elsie.
did not know that. Okay, well, there's another person. Debbie Fimmer has an awesome store in Spokane, right? Are you in Washington State? I think Spokane. Am I right?
Elsie Lane Boutiques.
It's an amazing store. She has an amazing Facebook page. She has a live show on
Spokane.
our DIY paint page, and she also ships. So there's another person that you can get the goods from. And she's very talented, extremely talented, and she needs to have her own YouTube channel because the stuff that she does will blow your mind. Seriously.
Debbie Bremer.
Yes. Spokane.
Thank you, Debbie.
Okay, so
So what do you guys want to talk about from the download? Do you want to go over the Facebook tips?
we have Facebook tips, we have the seahorse dresser, and we have
Cobweb Afternoon. What is the most popular T-shirt as far as selling? You guys want to see some cool stuff?
oh yeah.
Look at these. These long sleeve T-shirts are so cool. The arms are ribbed.
Yeah,
It's
they're
hard to
made out of like long john
and it's
material.
soft. It's
oh my
not,
god, I love this. And
yeah, it's awesome.
So this says
And then here's a
dying for paint, DIYing for
and then towel,
the beach towel.
the beach towel. Woohoo!
Isn't that cute?
Yeah, this is good quality stuff. I'm happy with it.
The best-selling shirt has been the queen bee of the flea, I think.
Oh really?
I don't know, there's a bunch of them. If you haven't seen my shirts, you should be able to see them if you just scroll down this video and it'll take you to my merchandise store.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could talk about the seahorse dresser. We could talk about the basics of distressing furniture, or we could get into Facebook tips. It's up to you guys. What do you want to talk about?
Do the cuffs have a thumb hole? No.
No, I wish. I love it when that happens. So
Okay.
I love, when the shirt comes down over your hand and you stick your thumb in it.
Yeah.
Love that.
Any
almost
chance you would have a retailer in the UK? Okay, no. Is that something you want to answer?
We don't have retailers outside of Canada or the United States right now. The red tape of getting that set up, we basically have to set up a warehouse over there to do it. So I need followers. I have no one and haven't sold anything on Etsy yet. Okay, so Sue Oil. So
Oli.
Oli. So Sue, so let's talk about Facebook then. When I first started my YouTube channel in 2012,
Sue Oli isn't my name. Well, kinda. Okay, well.
it's her username. Okay, Sue.
Susie. Okay.
When I first started my YouTube channel, when I first started my Facebook page, I had an Etsy store when I first began. All of that started in 2012, and I had 0 followers, just like you and just like everyone else who gets started. And so, what I started Facebook, and there was no Instagram at that time, or maybe there was, but I just thought it wasn't important. I started Etsy, and I started Facebook, and I started a Pinterest page and a Twitter, which I never used Twitter. But with 0 followers. So the first thing you do is you harass your family and you tell them to like your page
and share
and make a comment, because every time you get a like and a share, that helps.
and networking.
Yeah, and then I started joining Facebook groups for painters.
Like you did with Jackie.
Yes, Debbie, thank you for sharing my post. I went from 43 followers on Instagram to 98 followers, and Facebook about 200. Yeah. So the way that you get more followers quickly, I mean, it's really a consistent daily grind that you just do day after day, and you build it slowly. But also, you network with other people who like to do the kinds of things that you like to do. So there are lots of Facebook groups for painting, and you can make friends there and maybe start your own little tribe of people who share with you. But for me on YouTube, when I first started my YouTube, that was like my main focus. Like, yes, I wanted a Facebook page, but mainly I wanted that Facebook page because I knew I could share my videos there and drive more people to my YouTube, because it's like you've got to pick what your main platform is going to be. And so if it's Etsy, then Pinterest would be really good for you. Really beautiful images on Pinterest. Like all the time I will see things, and I'll be like, oh, look at that. And then that will take me over to Etsy to purchase the item. So if you're on Etsy, pictures are really, really important.
Mm-hmm.
And Pinterest would be a good site for you. But for me, YouTube, when I first started, the first 3 months, like no views. Like it would take forever. I would get 5 views a day, and then after a week I'd have 25 views, and then after 3 months I'm like, yay, I finally made it to 100 views. And I was watching all of the other DIY YouTubers on YouTube and commenting and subscribing to them. And there's another channel on here that's called Threadbanger, and they had 300,000 subscribers at the time. Now they have millions. But one day at the end of their video, they're like, if you make DIY videos and you want to submit one for our channel, send us a video and we'll take a look at it. And then if we like it, we'll post it on our channel. And so
I love what's happening. You guys are so awesome. Cobweb Afternoon, just subscribe to Sue Oli's channel.
Oh, awesome.
See,
yeah.
that it's the support you all give each other. It's beautiful.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a group right here. Like our membership group, we have hundreds of people in our membership group. So you all could friend each other and support each other and subscribe to each other. So when you see someone's name, click over to their YouTube channel, send them a message. Look for them on Facebook, ask them what their Facebook name is. So like right now, if all of you have Facebook or Instagram, post it in the comments so that everybody can go find you and subscribe to you there. But this is, you all are members of this group. So right here is a whole place to network and become friends and share. So if you want your work to get shared, share other people's work, and that will help you grow. So like for me, when I sent my video to Threadbanger, they had 300,000 subscribers. I had not even 100 subscribers. They took my video and they posted it on their channel, and they told people to subscribe to me. I poured my heart into that video. I made it the best I could possibly make it. And when they posted that video, I got 1,000 subscribers in 24 hours. And that was huge for someone with 0 subscribers. And so that was like my jumping off point. And it's like, okay, now I have 1,000 people who are eyeballs on my channel. And so then I started making more content, knowing, you know, that this is my chance to grab your attention and to get you to come back and keep watching the videos. And that's how I started.
And be consistent, because
yeah.
people like to know, you know, that you're going to be posting.
Right. So, you know, I answered as many comments as I could. I tried to, like what I was talking about earlier about making that personal connection, that is huge. And so now, you know, when they did that for me, I always told myself that if I ever grow an actual platform, I am going to try and pay that forward and do that for other people. So now I look for things. I scroll through Instagram and Facebook looking for people who are creating amazing things, and I love to share work from other people who are just getting started. It's one of my most favorite things to do.
Grambo, I just get friend requests from weird men on Instagram. Yeah, that happened to you a couple times too.
Oh yeah, I just don't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, just ignore it. Okay. So, Facebook tips then?
So Facebook tip, sharing your work. So you, one thing that I see people doing all the time. So this week on Instagram, I found this amazing dresser on Instagram, and she used DIY paint. So that's another way, if you want to get my attention, use the hashtag Debbie's Design Diary, because all of that immediately pops up in my feed when I go on Instagram. And I'm scrolling through and I see this dresser that just knocks my socks off. Did you see that one?
Yes. And hashtags on Instagram only, not in Facebook.
Yeah, don't use hashtags on Facebook. That will hurt you on Facebook. Facebook doesn't like hashtags, so if you use a hashtag on Facebook, you're not going to put your post out into the feed. I don't know why. It makes no sense. Facebook and Instagram are owned by the same people. But on Instagram, use the hashtag Debbie's Design Diary. On Facebook, don't, because it will just, Facebook will just punish you.
Yeah.
But anyway, I saw this woman's dresser because she had tagged it Debbie's Design Diary, and it was amazing. Beautiful. It was just gorgeous. And so I click over and I look at her page, and she's got 67 followers on Instagram. And I took a screenshot of it, but on my Instagram page, I have my niece helping me with that. So all of those posts are scheduled. So if I find something, it will usually not post it. I'll tell my niece, here, share this, but that will usually happen a week later because she's got everything scheduled to go out. But I wanted to share it right then and there before I forgot about it. And so I took a screenshot and I was going to share it to my Facebook page because I'm the only one who posts to my Facebook page. And so I went and I saw her name on Instagram, and then I typed her name into Facebook, and she didn't have a Facebook page. And so I'm like, how am I going to share this without giving her credit? Because I don't know who she is. And so I went into Dion's group. Dion has a membership group on Facebook with 500 women. And I just posted the picture there in her private group. I'm like, does anybody know who this is? And Dion's like,
trying to give her credit.
Yeah. I'm like, I can't find her Facebook page. And Dion is like, yes, I know who that is. She's in this group and this is her name. And so then I tagged her and I said, what's your Facebook page? She didn't have one started yet. And so I shared it anyway to my Facebook page, and I just said, follow her on Instagram. And she did get a bunch of followers on Instagram, but it wasn't as easy to get someone to click from one platform to the next. So had she had a Facebook page, that would have been a great way to get people to follow her on Facebook. And I think she did start one that day. Like, Deanna's like, get on it, start your Facebook page. And she did.
So Grambo's asking, can people follow you without accepting them as a friend on Instagram? Like, identify the difference between your personal page and a business page, because
Yeah.
that's really important.
Yeah, so you want to have a business page on Instagram. You don't want it to be your personal page, because then you can't build a platform there. Because if I have, that has happened before also. Like, someone will use the hashtag, I'll see their work, and then I'll want to follow them, but it says it's a private account and you have to submit a request to be their friend in order to follow them. And if that happens, I don't ever do that, because I don't, for me, Instagram is for business. And so I don't want to get into a whole personal situation. I just want to follow their work and see what they're doing. So if you have created a personal account, you're not going to build followers very fast, because people won't be able to automatically follow you and like you like they do on Facebook. So create a business account for your business
Yeah.
that's separate from your personal Instagram.
Yeah.
But that gets into our tip number 3 this week, which is sharing your work. So, so a lot of times I will see people, like this woman had, her personal name, and I will go and I'll click on her personal Facebook page to see what her business page is, so that I can follow them and like them and share their work. And even my retailers, I don't mean to call them out, but I have 350 retailers, and a lot of times I'll know their personal name, especially if they're new, and I'll see their beautiful piece of furniture and I'll want to share it to my Facebook page, and then I'll click on their name, and on their personal profile there is not a single word about their business. Nothing. There's no link, there's no mention of it. And I'm just like, okay, well, how do I share your work if you're not connecting your personal profile with your business profile on Facebook? Because a lot of times, like, your friend, like in the beginning, it's going to be your friends and your family. So there is a way to, in the upper right hand corner, it's the about section, and you want to put the link, not just the name of your business. So if I just put Debbie, if you found me on Facebook and it's Debbie Beard and it's just my personal page, and I had nothing about what I do and that I make videos, and I just put in the corner, oh, I'm the host of Debbie's Design Diary, but you couldn't click on it, that would do nothing to build my business. So you want to, if you don't know how to do it, Google it, YouTube it, and there are many tutorials that will show you exactly how to link your business page to your personal profile on Facebook. And that is a great way to build your business, because it all has a domino effect, whether you're doing Etsy or Pinterest, or you're trying to drive business to your blog, to your YouTube channel. All of these things, the Facebook and the Instagram and the Pinterest, they're pieces of the puzzle that work together. So I hear every day, people, they find me on Pinterest, they find me on Instagram. They can't remember where they found me, but they found me somewhere. And it all has a domino effect, and you want to have as many chances as possible for people to find you. And your personal profile on Facebook is, and your ex-boyfriends and your grandma and like you were telling me today that your friend Sean, you were having lunch with her, and she was like, Danielle was like, oh, I have to stop at Debbie's store and pick up some paint for a friend. And her friend, who I don't even really know, I've met her a couple of times, but she's like, oh yeah, let me go with you because I want to paint something, and I watch all of Debbie's videos. And it just it blows me away, because I'm like, she watches my videos? She doesn't even seem like she's that interested in DIY, but she wants to fix up her house, and she heard through the grapevine or somewhere along the line,
She knows. I talk about you all the time.
But it's like you want to take advantage of every single opportunity to get people to know what you're doing, and don't be shy about it.
So Julie Marmion says, do you mean where it says works at on
yes,
Facebook?
It can say about or works at. But Julie works for me in my shop. And I'm going to ask you, Julie, right now, I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have that connected on your personal Facebook page to your business page? I think you do, because I remember when Julie sent me her resume, the first, so I posted on Facebook that I was looking for help in my shop. and Julie sent me her resume.
Yes, I do.
And this is the same with all of the retailers who send us applications. The very first thing that we do when I'm looking to hire someone in my store, or I'm looking at a person and, to see if I'm going to approve them to be a retailer, the very first thing I do, I don't even finish reading the application or the resume. I go straight to Facebook, I click on their name, or I type in their name, and I see if they have a business page. And if they do, I click on their business page and I scroll back. And I scroll back 3 months, and I'll hit the photos button, and I just want to get a quick overview of what they're doing, how, what they're doing with their business, and what their posts are, and what they're saying, and that's the reality of life. That's how people are.
So it's
getting
very
it-
important to have
Yeah.
a personal page that links to your business page, and a business page that has clear description of who you are, where you sell, where your storefront is, and all of that. So 2 separate pages, but they're linked.
Right. And the other thing that's really good to do is make it personal. Like when I was talking about how I make that connection through my YouTube videos, where it's you and me and it's just us and we're talking, and I want to make it as personal and connected as possible. Your Facebook page is another opportunity to do that. So when I post something on Facebook, it's usually the same thing. It's not, hey you guys, or hey everybody. It's always like, if I have a picture of a piece of furniture and it's not painted yet, I type in, what color would you paint this? I don't say, hey everybody, let me know what color you think I should paint this. Like, I want it to be personal, and I try and make that connection through my posts. So if you have a business Facebook page and you're just posting, there's a lot of fun memes out there about painting and yard sales, but if that's all you're posting and no one can get a sense of who you are, it's another missed opportunity. So YouTube and Instagram, and Facebook, there's nothing better than making a personal connection through video, but you can still do that with YouTube as well. With Facebook and Instagram, you can do that in your posts, and you type and you act as if you're talking to your best friend. You want to keep it about your business, but you want to ask questions. So a lot of times I will see people post I'll use my retailers again, call them out as an example. They'll paint a beautiful piece of furniture and they'll just post it to their Facebook page. And they don't say a single word about it. They don't say anything about it. They just put up the picture. And the thing about Facebook is, when you post a picture to Facebook, and it's the same with Instagram, Facebook has their algorithm machine. So as soon as you post something to Facebook, the machine is paying attention. How many likes does it get in the first hour? How many comments does it get in the first hour? And that is the deciding factor as to how long your post is going to stay in the feed, and the likelihood that other people are going to see it. So if you want your pictures of your work to get out to the maximum amount of people, and you don't have anything to say about it, and you just put the picture up, how can you expect other people to have things to say about it? Because the whole goal is you want them to make comments about it. You want them to have things to say. But if you don't even have anything to say, then the likelihood of anyone else having anything to say is greatly diminished. So the better thing to do is, if you have a picture that you want to share of something that you've made, ask a question. So
instigate conversation.
Start a conversation. Get people to talk back to you. So if I posted a picture of my bee dresser, the question, what did I post? I think I said, no, I posted the picture of the bee dresser, and I could have said, look what I made. And everyone would just give me a thumbs up. That would be the end of the conversation. Or they'd go, yay, cool, or maybe a one-word answer, or just a few thumbs up, and that's it. But instead, I said, because the bee dresser is all about using your leftover scraps, I said, do you save your scraps? If you're like me and you can't throw things away, then you might enjoy this project, because this is all about using all the little bits and pieces and the scraps of things that you already have. And then the comments start coming in. Oh yes, I save my scraps, and I make things out of this. And people, you want to create that sense of community, and you want to always be looking for the common denominator of the things that you have in common with the people who are going to like your work. So engage them and think about, like I'm making the assumption that, like, when I think of all of you in my membership group, most likely you love to make things. Most likely you're thrifty and you want to, like, make things on a budget. You like to find things that are on the side of the road. You like to use all the things. You are probably a hoarder like I am, and you can't throw anything away, because if you're a creative person, you're always thinking about, well, I should keep that because I could make so many things with it. So you end up with a craft closet that's exploding full of stuff, because it's hard as a creative person to throw something away when you see the potential in it, but you may not have the time to do it right now. And so those are the kind of ways that you can connect with the people who are gonna like your work, because we, as creative people, we generally have those kind of things in common.
Okay, Pretty Little Wife said, I stopped using Facebook many years ago. Is it worthwhile for me to learn that platform again? Yes.
Yes.
But again, more as a business, because Facebook personally can get really political. And so I think if you just, you start using the platform, but link it to your business and keep it all about your business. Wouldn't you agree?
I have a love-hate relationship with Facebook Pretty Little Wife. It's very frustrating. I don't necessarily like the way Facebook does things or runs things and their rules and all of that. But without Facebook, my business would be a fraction of what it is. You just got to learn to use it to your benefit and find the things about it that you do like. Because, like, for example, with this membership group, if I were to start a membership group on Facebook, all of you could post your pictures. And if you wanted critiques on your videos, you could post your videos in our private membership group there, and I could connect with you better on Facebook. But Facebook doesn't have it set up to do all of the admin part of it and collecting the payment every month and doing all of that. So that is, and plus YouTube is my main jam. That's what I love. So, I thought about starting a membership group on Facebook, but I don't have the time to do all that admin work, and I don't really, like, Facebook isn't my favorite thing. So when YouTube,
they censor so much, it's just...
But when YouTube rolled out their membership, I jumped right on it because I love YouTube. But Facebook does have many, many ways to connect and many opportunities, and you shouldn't ignore it, because it is a big platform and it's not going away. And Facebook is very determined to compete with YouTube. So
I think Facebook is dying from the sense of, because she's like, I felt like it was kind of dying. I feel like that it is from a personal standpoint. I withdraw from Facebook personally, but
for business, it's a huge opportunity.
It's still very,
it's extremely relevant, and so is Instagram.
Okay, then there was, where do I find the shirts for sale? That's under your YouTube commerce, right?
Yeah, so right under this video, if you just scroll down a little bit, can you?
I think it's under your main.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
So you just scroll down below the video, and
below the video that's playing, scroll down and you'll see the commerce bar.
Yeah, and you just click on that, and that will take you over to my whole store, all the stuff.
Okay, is it wise to boost your post and pay for it?
No. I don't think so. I think that once you boost a post, then Facebook will kill every post that comes after that, because they get you on their sucker list. And seriously, like I've taken many courses on Facebook and paid for paid for information from Facebook experts who have huge Facebook channels, and they all say the same thing: do not boost a post unless you really, really need to boost that post. So if you have a big event at your shop, or you're having a big sale and you really need to get that word out there, then yeah, go ahead and boost the post. But just know that you're going to suffer for at least 2 weeks after that, and that everything you post after that is going to get out to maybe 5 people. And then once you get Facebook, once they realize, oh, she's not going to buy another boosted post, then you kind of get off of their algorithm, and they start letting your posts get out to people more. But the more you pay for, the more they're going to kill everything that you don't pay for.
Okay, and then Sassy Southern, quick project question. I'm working on a DIY painted chest using the IOD transfers. Is it best to apply big top with brush or sponge as the sealer?
I always use a brush. I would use a synthetic brush. But yeah, I've never used a sponge for that. I mean, I'm sure either one of them would work.
Okay, so lives are way better than boosting.
Yes. Yes, Debbie Fimmer is right. If you want to grow your Facebook page, go live. And especially if your Facebook page is smaller, it's a great way to practice doing it without, like, for me, the reason why I've never gone live on YouTube is because that's where most of my people are, right? So on Facebook I have 30,000 likes, and on YouTube I have almost 200,000 people who are subscribed. And so the thought of going live on YouTube with a whole bunch of people watching is way scarier than going live on Facebook, where I know that it's going to be a much smaller audience watching me. So it's a good way to practice going live, and Facebook loves when you go live, and so that will really help you build your Facebook page.
Okay, so we definitely went long today. Hopefully we covered, wow, it's almost 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Well, we gave you guys a lot. Hopefully we covered everything.
I think so.
Is there anything we missed?
Maybe do one more question?
There was one that I saw. Let's see. Did you decide on the winner of the t-shirt? Were you doing a contest?
Oh, no, I have not decided on that yet. I got sidetracked by my video, but there's a lot of great suggestions in there, and I will definitely pick a winner.
Okay.
And I will pick a winner, make that shirt. So if you guys have any entries for the t-shirt contest, put them in the post that I posted earlier. I was asking for like little poems, or if you click on all my shirts and see like the different things that we've put out there so far. So like what is one of them? I'm a fancy farm girl. I'm a fancy farm girl in a little, hey sailor, I'm a fancy farm girl in a little black dress looking for a summer crush. So those are the kind of little rhymes that use 4 colors or more, maybe, or less.
Probably 4.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pick somebody and make the shirt that they free shirt.
Okay. If we missed any of your questions, just put them in. We'll go back through and we'll try to answer them.
Oh, I did want to say, because we've said this before, but I think there's new people here who may not know. The worksheets come out on the 15th of every month. We post the link, and you have 45 days to get those worksheets. So make sure that you're downloading those worksheets. Even you don't have to print them. Like if you're
Just
not ready, if there's
them.
no ink in your printer, you can send them to Staples. But download the worksheets, because in 45 days that link expires, and we don't. If you miss it, we do not send it to you because we don't have the admin to do that. Plus, it's not fair. They have to expire because it's not fair for all of you who have been in the group since the very beginning for someone new to come in and get all the content that you've been paying for over the months. So at some point, we're going to try and get them on the website. So if you missed a month, you could pay the $5 to get them. Or if you're just joining now and you want those worksheets, you could pay the $5 for that month's downloads. But just know, check the community tab. Make sure you're checking the community tab every week or so. If there's anything new going on, that's where you're going to find it.
Yes, Pretty Little Wife. Once you download them, they're yours to keep. You don't need to print them. You can print them later if you want, but just make sure you download them.
And don't share them because they're private for
Yeah.
our group. Bye, Cobweb Afternoon.
Okay, so, well, I guess that's it for now. We'll come back and answer questions later, but
And
thank
look for
you
the Friday, Flea Market Friday.
Yep.
When is it?
This Friday, next Friday, the 2nd of August, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, Friday the 2nd will be the first flip, somewhere around 10 a.m., 10:15 a.m.
10:30.
So, yeah. Debbie's always running late. I'm always running early.
I know.
So.
She comes over here an hour before the live. Okay, let's get the phone on the thing. Let's start. And I'm like, it's not for another hour.
All right. Well,
All
thanks
right.
for joining us, guys. Hopefully we answered all your questions.
Yeah. Thank you.